Hey there, disc golf friends! Today Black Kite is bringing you a course all the way from Colorado Springs, Colorado, Cottonwood Creek Disc Golf Park. This course is probably one of my all-time favorites, mainly because it is laid out so well and because I learned the game on this course. This course has one set of tee pads, but there are at least 2 pin locations on every hole, and most have 3 to 4 pin locations. Any skill level will have a good time playing this course. There's a huge creek that runs east to west on the north side of the course, but it really doesn't come into play on any holes. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the Black Kite drone experience. Hole 1 is a very elevated tee and has a couple of lines that can be taken. The left to right line is either through a narrow gap below the trees or above them. The right to left line will have you throwing over the trees to the right. Try not to get caught up in the trees to the right, as this will make your approach to this fairly open basket very difficult. Hole 2 is another elevated tee and has an open feel to it, but there are trees at the end of this fairway that can give you a pretty nasty kick in the wrong direction. Throw something left to right and try to skip to this basket. Hole 3 is a pretty open tee shot to a basket well guarded by bushes and fallen trees. Try to avoid the right trees and rough. Going in there will make it hard to find your disc and also hard to approach. Hole 4 is elevated and a very fun hole to go big on. This shot is very wide open, but be aware of the OB on the right. There is a very steep hill just over the path that will not only put you way out of position, but will also make it hard to find your disc. Also, depending on the pin position, you'll want to keep away from the ledge on the left side too. Hole 5 is a wide open tee shot, but again be aware of the steep hill over the path on your right. When putting and approaching this basket, be aware. There is a steep bank right behind the basket. Hole 6 is a short hole, but there are lots of trees to avoid. There are a few lines that can be taken on your way to this very guarded basket. Hole 7 is either a straight tunnel shot through the trees, or you can take a high right to left line around the trees. If you choose the right to left line, make sure to hug the trees, as it is easy to go over the walking path and down a steep hill if you don't. This basket is pretty open. Hole 8 is a tunnel shot that turns pretty hard to the right. The best way to play this hole is to throw a left to right shot that skips hard right. This will give you a putt at a birdie. You can lay up at the end where it turns right, and then approach from there. This basket is very well guarded. Hole 9 is very uphill, and there are tall trees that you have to throw over. Most will want to get as far over the hill to the open fairway as they can and approach from there. A big arm can throw a flex shot all the way to this basket that is well guarded by low-hanging trees. Hole 10 is an elevated tee, and you'll want to throw something right to left and high. There are lots of bushy trees in the fairway to get past, and this basket is positioned behind a group of huge trees a little to the left. Hole 11 looks to be fairly open, but there are trees on your right that you will want to avoid. Throw something that will stay straight the whole way to this basket. Hole 12 is not easy and will put your accuracy to the test. Throw something that will fade hard at the end because this basket is set way back in the trees to the left. A big arm can throw a left to right shot up over the trees just in front of and to the left of the tee box. Hole 13 is an elevated tee and a straight tunnel shot with trees on either side. It is better to fade right than left because if you get into the trees on the left, it will make any approach very difficult. This basket is a little to the left and guarded behind a few trees. Hole 14 is a fairly straight tunnel shot with a low ceiling. There are a couple of routes you can take here, but the safest line is a straight one. This basket is wide open once you get past the trees. Hole 15 is another hole with lots of trees. However, there is a fairly simple line on the right. Just throw a low right to left shot that follows the hillside and hope for a great skip at the end. This will set you up to approach this pin. There are more risky lines that can get you closer to this basket, but they will most likely cause a big number on this hole. Hole 16 starts out open and flat, then you enter the trees and it goes sharply uphill and to the right. Most will want to throw something to the gap in the trees and approach from there. A big arm can throw a high turnover shot and go for this pin in one. This basket is set on a steep dirt hill, so be aware of rollaways. Hole 17 is another elevated, low ceiling, straight tunnel shot through a narrow gap in the trees. There are a couple of lines that can be taken here, but most just try to throw something as straight as they can and hope it gets through. This basket sits on a hill and is wide open. Hole 18 is very uphill and a tunnel shot, but this fairway is much wider than 17. Try to throw something up the middle that fades hard to the right at the end of its flight. This basket is in the trees off to the right and is guarded by low-hanging limbs. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by Black Kite. If you love what we are doing, please be sure and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to click those like and share buttons. And if you would like us to film your local course, please add your comments below. Let us know which ones.